Coach, once again, thanks for coming out and taking time for us. You talked in the pregame about getting back to the things that you wanted to be about as a basketball team. It was a little ragged due to the number of fouls in the first half. Did you see those things today, at least in part?
Yes. The things that we concentrated on specific to us, defensively, I thought for sure came to life. Collectively, better than it has all year. I thought individually there's some guys that are really improving. We have to stop turning the ball over at the rate that we are. We're first in the country in free throw attempts. We're first in the country in a lot of things free throw specific. We're 15th in the country in offensive rebounds. But when you turn the ball over 20% of the time, you have no opportunity for an offensive rebound or to get fouled. We're not going to be an offensive juggernaut. So we have to do the best that we can to control the game defensively. And then, we're really good in transition offense. We're scoring 23% of our points in transition. That's when we get stops. But when it becomes a half-court game, which it's going to become more and more of a half-court game the deeper we get into the schedule, we have to get a shot. I'm not saying we have to play perfect, but you can't play a 75, 77 possession game and turn it over 20-ish% of the time. It just removes any margin that you have. And our margin is better than it was last year, but within our margin, because of our turnover percentage, we're removing it. And our margin is not better than any team in the ACC. We're just at least not negative. But we become negative when we turn the ball over at the rate that we are.
How about Jalen Hudson? Talk about him as one of the individuals maybe
proud
stepped
of
up.
him.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
He's got so much talent. You talked about that
I said that last year at Thanksgiving, and his dad called me and he said, "I can't believe you said that." And I didn't even know what he was talking about. And I said, I talk the same way to you that I talk to Jalen, that I talk to you guys. I believe that. I think Jalen's the most talented player on our roster today. The problem that Jalen has had is how hard your motor has to run in order for that talent to be revealed. And he is very intellectual. He is a really good kid. And he's very conscientious about wanting to do what I'm asking him to do. But the things that I've asked him to do are out of character for who he is. He's a lovable, sweet. You want your daughter to marry him. You want to take him home for Thanksgiving. And I'm saying you can do all of those things, and you can still be mean and hateful and competitive and want to physically dominate inside the lines. And he's really trying. And as a coach, as a teacher, you want to see growth in your students. And you can literally see it turning in his head like, oh, yeah. And then he does it. And, man, if we could get him doing that all the time, that'll help us.
Well, you put it right there because that's what we were talking about, those parallels between helping guys become better guys, and then that also helps your basketball team. And that's really paramount to what you're just saying right there.
Your life off the floor will always mirror your life on the floor. My life off the floor as a coach will always mirror my life on the floor as a coach. That's the way it works. I'm not saying you have to believe in God. I'm not saying it's Zen. I'm not saying it's karma. Whatever you want to call it, that's the way it works. And that's why you got to get everybody pulling in the same direction. And that's why I said when I got here, it is not Coach Johnson's fault. It is not Coach Johnson's assistant's fault. It's not the trainer's fault. It's not David Jackson's fault. It's not the players' fault. It's not the administration's fault. It's not the fans. It's not the radio guys. It's everybody. There's not one reason why you lose, and there is not one reason or one player why you win. Everybody's got to be pulling. Like, this is incredibly important right now, this possession, not this game, this possession. And that's why end my career prematurely because it absolutely just wears me out.
But you got the message across the bibs. You got a rebound every 6 minutes today.
He's trying. I just holler at his mom and dad. I do. I just call them. This is what I'm telling him, and then they just say it in parental ways, I guess.
So what do you want to see coming up? First true road game against Radford, a good team. Obviously, what do you want to see in the next few days of practice and then heading over there next week?
Well, it's obviously we're 0-1 against Radford at Castle, and they deserved to win last year. I think Coach Jones has done an incredible job, and his staff and those players. They won at Georgetown. They absolutely just punked Penn State at Penn State. They'll be really excited that we'll be there. And since we have been here, we have not won a true road game. And so if at any point in time we're going to be respectable, not good, if you're going to be respectable, you can't lose 2 games at home the way we already have, and you have to figure out how you can go 500 on the road because that's what good teams do. And so there's a lot of work to be done from right now until whatever time, 10 o'clock on Wednesday night.
Buzz, thank you so much. I know you got people waiting for you. We'll see you at practice this week and down at Radford.
Thank you.